Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing,
dedicated warehouse for police exhibits. And each road fatality costs around $140,000.
From the studios of FBC Suva.
And Robinaka, Fiji. Dedicated warehouses will be set up to stop police exhibits and stop evidence from going missing. Acting Police Commissioner Rustiati Tunrabu says there are limitations in building use as police stations and a long-term solution is required. There are also discussions on how evidence can be destroyed legally after approvals from the courts. Edwin Nan reports.
Police stations around Fiji no longer have the capacity to safely store evidence.
All our police stations have been built in colonial times. It does not meet the current demand that is there now.
As a long-term solution, Tundravu wants specialized facilities where all exhibits will be locked away.
I've discussed with the minister in terms of warehouses in the divisions where we can get all our exhibits and can be stored there. Because the police station, so to speak, is really, we don't have much room for them now.
Defence Minister Inia Sirivadatu confirms talks are underway to legally destroy exhibits, which will also remove temptation from influencing police officers.
Because I'm concerned about the health of the police officers and of course making sure that they are not even vulnerable because of the presence of these, because most of these exhibits of course have monetary values as well.
For now, police are tightening up on record keeping, daily inspections of exhibits, strengthening internal processes, and investigators keeping an eye on exhibits before court dates.
Public consultations have begun on a draft police bill to provide additional enforcement powers to the police force. Minister for Defense Inia Sirivadatu points out that the current Police Act dates back to 1965 and has become archaic. Sirivadatu says police need to be able to respond to new and emerging challenges such as COVID-19, transnational crime and terrorism. The minister adds the archaic Police Act places limitations on the work of police.
As our leading law enforcement agency, the Fiji Police Force needs an enabling foundation that not only assists them in the work that they are continually mandated to do, but will greatly enhance our national efforts to effectively respond to the rapidly evolving criminal landscape.
Once we have things finalized and passed in Parliament, we have in place what we will do within so that our police officers are aware of the changes. The new Police Act will become into force and what they need to do. There's a lot of things that is embedded in it that needs a lot of changes to meet the current and the future of policy.
Close to $900,000 has been paid out for deaths and serious injuries directly occurring as a result of rental car accidents in the last 3 years. Accident Compensation Commission of Fiji Chief Executive Parvez Akbar says most of these who died in these accidents were passengers in rental cars. Land Transport Authority Chief Executive Samuel Simpson says 33,848 traffic infringement notices were issued to rental cars alone last year. He adds road accidents are becoming costly.
Every death on the roads costs the Fijian economy about approximately $140,000. When you take the chain of getting the red light services, the blue light services out to the scene, the manpower costs, all of the costs of the operation of getting vehicles and tow vehicles, medical assistance, ambulance, the loss of working output.
7 youth clubs will be receiving grants from the Ministry of Youth's Farm Initiative Program. Minister Parveen Kumar confirmed this while officiating at a handover in Navutu, Nandrunga. Kumar says another milestone achievement for the youth sector is that a total of 35 youths from Navutu village in Nandrunga have completed the mobile skills training on organic agriculture. Kumar says the training has taught the youth to stop using man-made chemicals that may harm the environment.
It's very important for you to understand the mechanics of this farming. We are here to give you these equipments. But at the same time, we want to see that you have the know-how.
The Golden Age home in Lautoka will now be able to access various services outside of the area after receiving a new 35-seater bus worth of over $200,000. The new special bus will be given by the Japanese government. Social Welfare Minister Merseni Muniwanga says the timely assistance will benefit around 47 residents as the retrofitted bus is conducive to their circumstances.
I know that the relationship between the government of Japan and the Golden Age home of Lautoka is a long-standing one. And this is just another step in that direction. Your efforts, your generosity in ensuring that the least of us are not left behind in our national development.
Up ahead, exciting clashes in National League Round 1 and sanctioned tournaments in doubt. Stay with us.
Oira na ngwane na nonde inuni enda beisinga ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina nora baksa ika wala loma taki na ngwane. Dalo bina oya wa meliki.
Bulre oya wa Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira enda bei mataka.
Moniti kena bakarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dan ramay na singabo.
Welcome back. While football fans eagerly await for the commencement of the National League, teams are already feeling the pressure with exciting matches lined up for this weekend. One of these is a Super Reo match at the ANZ Stadium. Talima Terrakula reports.
Just say yes, Seller.
The 2020 National League number 1 and 2 are aware of the physicality they bring to the ground.
Just to prepare well and come game time and we'll see what will deliver.
Rewa is my first team, so I'm starting with the new season with Suva and I'm getting more exposure with the new coach.
Both teams want to start the season with a win.
And I'm ready for the clash with Rewa next week. I'm ready for the good season with the Suva side and start to a good season with a win.
We hope to come on Sunday and give Suva tough match.
While Suva and Rewa clash in round 1, Lautoka will unleash its new stars this weekend.
Our new coach and new place, we have been training very well, good team bonding with them.
Suva and Rewa met twice in the National League last season, and on both occasions the match ended in a draw. Who's more hungry to claim the 3 points? We'll find out on Sunday at 3 p.m. at the ANZ Stadium. Talima Terrakula, FBC Sports.
The Women's Super League will determine which team comes out the strongest at the end of the season. The first of its kind will see the top 6 teams in the country battle in the top-tier division. Fiji football women's head coach Marika Rondu says as teams will be traveling week in, week out, players' physical and mental endurance will be tested. Rondu says this will help strengthen the growth of women's football.
It's a platform for players that the women and the girls that have newly joined to look up to and strive to participate in that competition.
Fiji Volleyball may not be able to host any of its annual sanctioned tournaments this season. Outgoing President Linga Ukisuba says the federation does not have any funds to run its national competitions. Speaking to FBC Sports, Ukisuba says this is due to the cost-cutting measures sponsors had to take to cope with the impacts of the pandemic, as well as the 2 recent cyclones.
To be upfront and honest, funding of these events was our biggest obstacle. We couldn't get the right amount of funding to be able to implement those tournaments that we had planned.
Maris Champagne Institute will bring in elite team in the Suva Zone 1 competition on the 17th of this month. After concluding its inter-house competition at ANZ Stadium in Suva yesterday, the Watuwanga Bay School now has a clear idea on which athletes to bring for the zone meet. Head of school Sanjita Kumar says they are ready for the challenge.
As for the zone, we will be working with the team. We'll be working on an elite team, and then We'll be training them as required, and definitely will come into the zone.
Cloudy periods with some showers and isolated thunderstorms will be experienced over most places. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।